Wow, we just got done with a pit bike race across town. George on his Razor, and me on the Honda. And there's George. How fast were you going?
Pretty fast, but it can't go uphill, so it'll go slow.
Yeah, battery needs charge. But what we're going to do today, once I help George get his helmet off, is I have not found any information on changing the oil in this stupid thing. So, when in doubt, provide it out. You know what I mean? We already got her hot. We got her up to temperature. The fans were running when we came back from our pit bike race. George looks like he's got most of his helmet off, so are we ready to start, George?
No, I can't take it off.
We're not ready to start then?
Can't take it off.
Okay. Well, we'll get started here in a minute. We'll go over all the sizes and all the tools needed. I gotta clean this shop up. George.
Hello.
I'm gonna take your helmet off. Alright, out. Alright, first thing I had to do is find what I believe is the drain plug. So if you go under here, right to that bolt. That bolt looks like a drain plug to me. And I got a 13mm socket. Oh, dang it. Sucker's tight. And if oil comes out, I'd say that we found it. And that looks pretty good. And actually it looks pretty clean too. Looks really good. And we'll see the brown in it still. So we might be changing this oil a little prematurely. But that doesn't make it bad. Just because I didn't know. I bought this thing secondhand. And I've used it for a plow a couple winters. And honestly, I got a service at a dealership last time. This thing had a tremendous headache. So while I was at the dealership, I just told them, I says, go ahead and do a service. Well, because they had to tear it apart anyway. But we're going to attempt this one ourselves. And by the sounds of things, we're ready for step 2, which is find a dang oil filter, which I think is right there. Alright, now it's time to take off the magic cover that I think the oil filter is behind. Now, they got Torx head screws in here inside. So if you don't have a good set of metric wrenches, maybe you could use a Torx head. But I have a nice fancy universal. So I'm going to go ahead and use it because I like going on the outside of these bolts better than the inside. And seeing as how, oop, that's hot, I can already see just a little bit of oil coming out. I think we might be on to something. There's 3 bolts and they are an 8mm. And hopefully there will be an oil filter and an O-ring behind this. Doesn't use canister style oil filters. Ooh, wow, they got whoever put them on before at the dealership really didn't mean for them to come back off, I think. Probably could have used an impact, but I'd rather not, because if this stuff goes wrong, then you have strip threads and all kinds of bad stuff, blah 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 blah. Sometimes what you really need is a good feel. Oh yeah, there's definitely something behind that. Oop, my light just fell. Sorry about that. my hand. And there she is, folks. That is definitely an oil filter. Let's see if I can get like a little screwdriver or something, pop that sucker out. Ta-da! There she be. Alright, I'm going to go over the rest of the kit. Or actually just go over the kit I got. See you in a minute. Alright, especially with the first time you're changing the oil or whatever and anything, don't just immediately throw your filter away and stuff. But here's the stuff I got off Amazon, 3 quarts of oil. And that right there is the part number for the CanAm oil filter that came with the kit. That's the one I just pulled out, and if I can with one hand open it, which I did, we'll see if everything matches up, which that sucker looks pretty close. And sorry about that. I'm gonna say that's pretty right too. It also came with a copper and steel washer. And let's see if that fits the... that might. Just might. Okay, so that goes on the drain plug. This steel one... honestly, well, if I find out, I'll let you know. But for right now, we're going to stick it up there and progress with this. Start putting her back together. If anybody knows what that steel washer is, please put it in the comments. I'd love to know, because right now I have no idea. Alright. Just roll that off with my fingers. Roll this one back on. And get some oil. Move that sucker down. Alright. Well, for right now, everything else is going to be the reverse of what I just did. So I'm going to put that cover back on, put those screws back in, put the drain plug back in, change that copper washer, and go from start filling her back up with oil. One thing I like to do with these magnetic drain plugs is take a fairly clean rag and just wipe the gunk off of it. Cleaning around it as best you can, because quite frankly there's no real reason to put all that stuff back in the engine. I don't think, anyway. And may not get it all, but better than some. But I'll put that new copper washer on. Like such. Seems to fit pretty good. I still don't see where that steel washer went, so like I said, leave me a comment and let me know if I missed something. I can't think of where it would go. Anyway, Okay, gonna put this sucker back up underneath, fill it with oil, and see if I blow it up or not. Yay! And as a last note, because I forgot about it, the oil we used was OT 40. Consult your owner's manual if you have one, but that's what Google told me I needed, so that's what I got. Okay, bye-bye.